Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Now today I have another piece from the Australian brand Panzera. You might have seen some of their watches on my channel. I recently reviewed one of their Fliegers, which was a pretty decent watch for the money. Now this exact watch we're taking a look at today is a different type of watch. This is actually their diving watch, the AquaMarine 45. As you can see, this is the box it comes in. I was always surprised by their nice kind of leather, presentation boxes. As you can see here, they're very soft. And the stitching is always very good, and they are pretty nice. So when you open the box inside, as you can see, there's the watch and a nice rose gold plating. You get your warranty card there, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple. So let me get this watch out and let's get into it. Starting off with a wristwatch check, I am wearing the Vostok Diver. It's a pretty decent watch. I've had this one for a while with a nice domed crystal there. It is on a NATO strap in a black and red to match the black orientation of the dial. And this one's a great beater watch, 200 meters water resistant, all polished, friction-based bezel, but it's a pretty decent watch. You know, not the most complicated movement, but it is one that does work and keeps time. But let's get into the watch now. So here in front of you is the Panzera Adriatic Descent. There's all different names for their models, but they're pretty much the same watch besides the finishing. So it is a 45mm watch. It is comprised of solid 316L stainless steel, this being the IP rose gold plated version. As you can tell right now, it's fully high polished. I believe there's not one brush surface besides the center of the case back. And it's a pretty, bold watch at 45mm, definitely for you guys with bigger wrists out there. It is a diving watch, so it is 200 meters, of course, with a nice big screw down crown, very easy to grip there. So let's get a little more into specifications. So we have a 45mm diameter case here. In terms of thickness, we are looking at around 14mm, which is really all not that bad for a big dive watch, I would say. In terms of the lug to lug distance, which would be from here to here, we're looking at around 54mm, so do keep that in mind if you have a smaller wrist. You'll see what it looks like on my 6.5-inch wrist at the end of the video. The dial is quite different from your typical diving watch, and as you can see here, it's definitely a little design of their own, I would say. It is covered by an air-coated genuine sapphire crystal. So the dial is these skeletonized large hands, very legible to read, a nice red 12, a 6 in the same font, and then we have your day and date tucked over at the 3 o'clock position. Now we have a white with a red tipped sweeping seconds hand here, and we do have Loom on all the markers and the hands. And actually the seconds hand is loomed as well. So the loom is pretty decent. I will get you a shot towards the end of the video. Now the day and date is, kind of stays out of the way, and I think I like that. Because, when I look at a dive watch, I really want to, be able to tell the time quick, and you can definitely do that with this watch with the size of the hands and the 12 and 6, especially the orientation triangle as well at the 12 o'clock position. Now, the actual movement inside, it's a Miota 8 series movement with hacking though. So obviously they've tweaked the movement so it can hack, or they did it from the factory, which is really nice because I love the 8 series Miota movements, but my only little problem with them is that they don't hack. But this one hacks, and that's pretty cool. So you can definitely set the time precisely, and it's much more accurate when you do that, of course. Now the crown itself is definitely a bold and large crown with a nice anchor on it. I think that's pretty cool for the aquamarine whole theme there. Very easy to unscrew. I mean, it's just really easy to unscrew it due to the size of it. And first position, we get the self-winding, of course. And then second position, we can flip through the day and the date. There's no issues there. And your final position, as you can see on this Miota 8 series, it hacks. So that's really cool. It's just really cool there. I love that feature that they did that. Now below 12 is your typical Panzera logo, and above 6 is automatic. Very simple, very legible as well. Let me go ahead and screw this back down. Now taking a look at the case back is actually rather simple too. It's a very simple watch, and it is screwed down. It's in that rose gold, polished on the outer ring, kind of brushed over here on the center part with a raised Panzera anchor logo, same logo that's on the box you saw in the beginning. And we do get some information on here, 20 ATMs, which is 200 meters, stainless steel sapphire glass, and your number of your watch. Now the actual strap itself is really comfortable, I must admit. It's 24mm due to the 45mm case size here, and I think 24 fits it just fine. We do get some nice white stitching. It's a very comfortable, very soft strap, and it doesn't attract lint. which is always a good thing. And the neat thing is on the back side has these little traction kind of tire marks over here for good grip on your wrist so it doesn't move all around. And the buckle itself is signed Panzera and done in the same rose gold finish as the case. The strap is fairly long. It should fit, wrists up to about 8 inches, I would say. And you get these nice little bulges over here going downwards, just for some, nice looks and aesthetics and stuff like that. But right now, let's take a look at the Loom. So here is a Loom shot, and I did tell you, the Loom is pretty good. It glows green. I believe it is some type of superluminova. Superluminova typically does glow green there. The hands are definitely a little brighter, I'd say, have some more application than the markers in the 12 o'clock triangle. But it's certainly legible, and I do like that they did loom the seconds hand. That's pretty cool there. In terms of specifications of the actual movement, we do get a 40-hour power reserve, which I think is, good enough for most people, considering most ETA movements or Sellita movements have around 40 or 42. It's about the same. 40 hours is definitely good enough for me, and it should be good enough for you. This movement does beat at a slower beat rate of 21,600, the same as something like an NH35 from Seiko. As you can see that second hand sweeping there. So yeah, the movement is not bad. It's definitely a decent movement for this price point. I believe this watch is on sale for the next 6 days at $344 US. And these do ship from Australia. It's an Australian-based brand. Now there are tons of different variations of this model. If you go on their website, I will drop a link in the description below. There's like 30 or 40, I believe 30 or so, different variations, different straps, different colored dials. This is the matte black dial. There's tons of different options, and you can definitely find something you like. They have a lot of different, NATO straps, nice, beautiful leather straps, actually. Their leather straps are really good, I will admit that. But let's start on my wrist now, which is 6.5 inches, and see how this thing looks. There's the watch on my 6.5 inch wrist. As you can see there, it goes over about a millimeter or two. But it definitely is really comfortable, definitely really flat on the wrist. I am feeling that kind of Panerai vibe from the PANZERA AquaMarine. And as I was stating earlier, the strap is really comfortable, especially once you have it on wrist, you'll realize that the strap is actually really comfortable. And I think the strap is a good choice. Picking this strap option is a good choice. Considering it's a dive watch, you're going to take it in the water. I don't know the sense of throwing a leather. You can throw a NATO on it and take it in the water, but for me, preferably, anything that's going in the water is going to get a rubber strap. But yeah, nonetheless, I could still rock something this size. It's kind of bold, it's kind of gold. It's bold gold, and I think it looks pretty decent on my 6.5 inch wrist, although some people might disagree. But yeah, so there you have it, the PANZERA AquaMarine 45. I've been wanting to take a look at this watch for a long time, and I finally got one in for review. In terms of finishing, everything is pretty decent for the price point. There's no errors or sharp edges like that. Everything on the dial seems to be pretty, up to par. There's no errors. And I do like the fact that this watch does have hacking, even with the Miyota 8 series movement. I think a lot of other brands should be doing that as well. The strap it comes on is pretty decent. Although you can change straps, of course, if you want. If you want to throw it on a NATO, you can always attach this buckle. You can always change straps and do whatever you want with it. It's definitely a bold design and one that will get noticed when you do wear this watch. The Loom is pretty decent. So yeah, not a bad watch for the money. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, as usual, of the PANZERA AquaMarine 45. And we'll talk down there. And definitely check me out at watchaddiction.com, at watchaddiction on Instagram. And hope to see you guys in the next video. A lot of cool watches coming in this summer. Hope you guys stick with me. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.